Good evening, Rockets fans. Today we're going to be talking about Rockets versus the Wizards. Last night's game. It was a good game. We've been playing some poor teams as of late. No offense to them. What's the saying? You are what your record shows. So, the Pistons, they weren't the best team last year, and the Wizards weren't the best team either. So that's a good thing to work. That's a good time to work on things that we need to improve on. Um, those are games that we definitely don't want to lose because later on in the season when things become tight, you're gonna look back like, dang man, if we were to lose against these games or lose against these teams, this is where we start to slide, and this is where goals don't get accomplished. So keep that in mind whenever you playing these teams, and y'all just think it's an easy walkover. You gotta go into the game with a level of focus, man, that can't be deterred. So gotta stay focused when we playing these teams that are not up to our level, with respectfully. But yeah, we gotta have a different level of tenacity. We gotta have a different level of focus. What I mean by focus is we gotta come into the game, man, and we gotta immediately set the tone. And you know, this video is not getting critical on our team because we definitely handled business when it came out. This play is a prime example, right? Alex Sarr cannot guard Alfred Şengün. That was evident throughout the night. And he started off the game and set the tone in a big way, dunking on the guy. Uh, the saying that we using on this show is that man has a family. And even though they in France, I'm sure they watching the game. If he hasn't gotten them over here to the States by now, man, I'm sure that he's gonna have a great career. Something special with him. He has a lot of potential, but last night wasn't his night. Reed Shepard. A lot of great things to say about you, man. Good minutes in the first quarter. You had some back-to-back scores. This is what I would think that you could bring to the table, man, and you even taking a little bit of a step further because JJ Redick, whenever he had his plays drawn up for him, it wasn't a lot of dribbling involved. I mean, yeah, of course he could ball handle. He had dribbling ability. But it seems that you have a little bit more that you coming into the game with, man, and you're a sharp shooter, man, and I just like to keep up these plays that you're doing, man. It's amazing to see. You tied your career high last night. There's a certain part of chemistry or there's a certain part of love for one another, right? And I know he's a rookie. Y'all probably hazing him and all that stuff, right? Um, don't take it personally, Reed. But you had a good game, man. Scoring back to back times. I like to see it on the second time, man. You having that little bit of confidence, but when you have your career high, man, or tie your career high, it should be it should be like a point of emphasis on the sideline. Like, yo, man, let's get Reed the ball. Just like how it was last year when we saw Şengün get his career high, Jalen Green get his career high last year. I mean, when we're setting records and getting to the point where we want to set records and having memorable nights that we'll remember for a long time, right? Reed Shepard. This is not going to be your career high for the rest of your career, right? Hopefully not. But the first game of your career, you want to get the game ball. You want to do those things, right? And you want to, how do I put this? You want to feed that. You want to feed and develop these good players, man, in real time. So he's gonna have some games that's gonna be bad, and he's gonna have some games that was good like last night, and we gotta make sure that we get the guy shots, man, because He could be a great player in this league, man. He has a lot of potential, man. He has a lot of potential. He came in shooting, definitely helping us with a need that we had with three-point shooting. We struggled with it last year. It seems that we got better as a team with it. But, Reed, man, he's another point guard on our team, man, and you can't have enough point guards, man. And I just want to see him with the defensive tenacity as well, because we like well-rounded players when it comes to our Rockets organization, man. We need players that are good on offense and good on defense. You showed us the offensive side. I definitely want to see it keep improving, building on foundational blocks. But I want to see some defensive highlights, man. I'm a defensive motivational coach, man. That's the word right there. That's my title. In this part right here in the second quarter, man, we strung together some defensive stops. So we were talking about, defensive motivational speaker, coach, whatever. This is what I love to see, man. We got to stop Jalen Green, and he pushed the ball down the floor, got a dunk. Or no, not a dunk. It was a layup, finishing on the other side of the rim. It was beautiful. And then the very next time down, Tari Eason, man, we building up on these things, man, and definitely creating highlights, man, and getting excited for our teammates, man. I love this type of stuff. I'm loving seeing it. They had to call a timeout at the end of it, and that should have been all she wrote, right? Player of the game goes to Alfred Sengun. I'm liking to see him coming back to the true form that he had. Shout out to Reed Sheppard, tying your career high, man, finding reasonable shots, man, that you can do. I like to see that walk-up three-pointer. I'm not going to keep that out, man. That walk-up three-pointer, that was nice, man. Shout out to Amen Thompson, playing hard on the defensive end. I'm liking Amen, and I'm liking Tari Eason playing together, man, and being a thorn in people's sides, man. That's what we definitely need on the defensive end, man. We need more players like that. What's for the birds? Transition defense in the fourth quarter. We'll get back into that a little later. And our next game is against the Clippers. This is a tougher opponent right here. They've lost some strength. I'm not sure if Kawhi Leonard's playing. I heard that he got hurt through the grapevine. But they still got talent over there, man. They still got talent over there, and we cannot be lax like we were in the fourth quarter. That's the fourth quarter against the Wizards. It's unacceptable. We can't let teams that we up big against claw themselves back, right? People aren't going to give up. People get paid. People trying to get contracts. We got to keep our foots on their necks, man, and learn how to coast with a lead. That may be something that's somewhat of a challenge and is new to a young team. What do you do when you get up big? But we got to figure it out. And we need to figure it out this year. How to coast, how to be up big, and while we're still aiming for that win, and we want to pull back some because we're up big already. Maybe you just don't pull back at all, right? But you need to pull out these wins. And we did. We pulled out the wins, but, it didn't have to get so chippy to where they're down by 1 point and they're back in the game when we were up 15. So, do better, Rockets. Do better. This should have been a blowout win. This should have been over right after this last highlight when Tari stole the ball, man, and they went up the court. Peace out. Oh, hold on. Let me do the thing. I done thrown up 2 numbers already. Let's throw up the right number, man.
I'm famous. Ooh, I'm famous.